In this video, I'll be revealing my 10 concepts of time travel with remote viewing. I'm Hayden Crawford and I'm a wellness coach and spiritual teacher specialising in colour therapy. So remote viewing is the ability to sense accurate information and details about an event, location or person without actually using your physical senses. Now it is similar to clairvoyance but mustn't be mistaken for being the same as astral projection because your soul doesn't leave your body. This amazing practice dates back to times of ancient Greece but has changed over recent decades. The modern uses of remote viewing date back actually to the 1930s, where experiments were being done on out-of-body experiences, clairvoyance and telepathy. Remote viewers can travel both retrocognitively and precognitively into various periods along the Earth's timeline. Now, it is much easier to travel into the past than it is into the future because the future is constantly mutating. This is because you're constantly making choices in the present moment, and each decision carries a potential new parallel reality, whereas the past has already happened. So, imagine that you're looking at a photograph of a location that was taken about 10 years ago. Well, by remote viewing the destination in the photograph, you're effectively looking into the past. Now, anyone has the ability to be able to develop this skill, and it's certainly not predetermined by your levels of intuitive power. The ability to view information about a person, place or event can be learned through disciplined practice. You can hone this skill through CRV or controlled remote viewing, and is more valuable when focused on provable targets. It can also be used on esoteric targets. Now, it's best used as a supplement to information gathering, and the US military used it as a supplement to their intelligence and didn't rely exclusively on this form of information. So let's take a look at these 10 concepts in more detail. Number 1 is nonlinear time. Is all remote viewing precognitive? Well, if we adopt the theory that time is nonlinear, the hypothesis that remote viewing is precognitive is more likely to be true, because viewing the past is also viewing the future. Number 2 are time slips. Now, there are many documented cases where people have experienced the past in their present day, almost as if they've slipped through some sort of wormhole and are now observing a scene from yesteryear, but within their present day environment. If you think about it, we only use a very small percentage of our brain, and because our minds are limitless, the possibility of time travel is more of a probability. Number 3 are future downloads. Now, have you ever had a memory of a future event and then it's happened? These can be exceptionally real and can involve you remembering doing things with certain people at certain times in certain places. As memory works both ways, we can remember the past, but we can also remember the future. Number 4 is precognitive dreams. Now, precognition comes through the channel of the subconscious mind. So you may have a past or future memory through your theta brainwave state during your dream time. You may also remote view a target via lucid dreams and hold a very clear memory of them when you wake up. Number 5 are subconscious attractors. Now, if you were given a photograph in an envelope and you were to remote view that, you might find that you have memories of a specific event that was attached to that location because it held more of an emotional response to you or some sort of visual stimulus. Now, this can be different for every different person depending on what their personality traits are attracted by. Number 6 are time loops. So the outcomes of remote viewing can be improved if at the time of feedback you get very excited about the event. This increases your ability to be able to view the future and then send that information back through time, which creates a time loop, which also means that you can actually affect your own past. Time loops can also be used to predict short-term outcomes on binary choices. Number 7 is blindly viewing. Now, being unaware of your target is by far the best way to avoid fantasizing during a remote viewing session. And it's even more effective when a group of remote viewers are blindly viewing the same target and information gathering. In many cases, they will retrieve the same downloads, which helps to build more of a holistic picture of the person, place, or event that they're viewing. Number 8 are telepathic overlays. Now, it has been documented that the strongest attractor in a group can influence the experience of the other participants, which can actually lead to them concluding the same outcomes. This ceases to become a problem when the group are not present in the same room at the same time or are blissfully unaware that there are other participants involved. Number 9 is predicting time. Now, because time is non-linear, it can be exceptionally challenging to be able to predict the accuracy of when a viewed event will actually take place. Now, data can also be influenced by the beliefs of the person reporting on the project, and that can actually taint the accuracy of the predicted timeline. Pendulums or muscle testing can also be used to help accurately predict when the viewed event will take place. But remember that the accuracy of this really depends on the skills of the person conducting the test. And finally, number 10 is global disclosure. In order to deepen our awareness of consciousness, it is absolutely essential that we create a centralized database to gather information from global remote viewing sessions. As a civilization, we still have a lot of work that needs to take place in the study of time travel and remote viewing, and this is going to take a big investment in both time, money, and energy. So, do you want to practice this skill? Well, if you do, first of all, make sure that you're in a restful state of mind and you're not going to be disturbed. Then set the intention to gather as much information as possible during your viewing session. You never know what's going to be relevant and what's not. Simply ask someone you know to put an image or a photograph into an envelope and make sure you have no idea what it is. And just go into a relaxed state of mind and observe what information comes through to you. Any intuitive flashes or gut instincts. Don't second guess yourself. Then write them all down in a journal. You can also ask that person to leave your immediate environment and go into a new space. And then ask them to perform a task or a daily chore and see if you can sense what they're doing. Remember, practice makes perfect, so give it a few attempts before you give up and see how good you get. Have you ever experienced time loops, time slips, or future downloads? Well, if you have, please leave a few comments below to let me know what happened. Then I'd like you to subscribe to this channel and click the bell for future notifications, and then watch my next video. Bye for now.